Welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name is Jason Newland. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. This is Let Me Bore You to Sleep and Monday's Boring Objects. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to pause the recording for a second and I'm going to shave my head as much as I can. All right? And we'll talk about shaving my head. No, I'm not going to do that. I do need to shave my head though, because my hair's getting silly. But I just realised that wouldn't be a very good recording auditorily, you know? Probably wouldn't be very relaxing. So I hope you're well. I want to talk about my nan. It's the 11th anniversary of my nan leaving. I've also found this picture. It's not of my nan, but it's me, age 7. You can see that. I'll show that to the camera if I can do it without hitting the microphone. Can you see that? Yep. I was once young. Hard to believe it, but it's true. So I thought what I'd do is I'd talk about my nan because, yeah, it was December 29th, 2014 that she left. And as a kind of tribute-ish thing, I just do the Monday's Boring Objects. I don't know how my nan would feel about being the subject, the main subject of a Boring Objects recording. But as any regular listeners would know, that it's not necessarily a boring subject or object that I focus on. I just happen to make it boring, even if I'm actually showing some kind of excitement. It's just my super talent. Yeah. So my nan was born about 700 years ago. I'm not saying she was a vampire, but no, she wasn't a vampire. It's a weird start, wasn't it? Vinny's chomping away underneath the desk. There's some music being played downstairs, so you might, if it's too noisy, then I suggest maybe not listening, just in case it is, because, you know, I can't control my environment. I mean, it's not really affecting me, but this microphone is pretty good because it doesn't pick up a huge amount of background sound, which is quite good. Yeah, so I do have a YouTube channel, which is my name, Jason Newland, or you can put in Let Me Bore You to Sleep. I have many podcasts, including this one. I focus mainly on sleep stuff, like sleep hypnosis, relaxation, anxiety relief, things like that. Chronic pain as well. Been doing this for 20 years nearly. In a couple of days. Okay, well, it's probably 20 years in about 2 weeks. Because, yeah, there's a story behind it. It was the middle or the first week of January 2006, and I was dating someone. Max Smart telling me to shut up. Why? Why would you say shut up? But I thought we were getting on so well. Right. So I'm on TikTok but I'm going to focus on the podcast. So hello anyone that's joined. So what happened with what happened was I was in this relationship with this lady, and I was also doing a hypnosis course at the weekends. Just started. I think it was the first weekend. I think it's the first weekend of that hypnosis course. And I saw her on the Thursday or the Wednesday, and then I went on the hypnosis course Saturday, Sunday. And on the Sunday morning, now during the day, I was calling her during the day because I was in London, and she told me how much she loved me. And then the Monday morning, she told me, just as I was about to go to work, I don't know how I feel about you. It's like she didn't like the fact that I was away for the weekend, even though I was, studying an important subject to me anyway. So we split up, and there was that little bit of a void in my life. Wasn't a big void, but it was a kind of I was sitting in my bedroom at my desk, a big book collection behind me. I had a lot of books back then, mainly on hypnosis, psychology, things like that. And I thought, I know what I'm going to do. And I decided to do the world's largest Guinness Book of Records stop smoking course, live course. And I was also going to start my own chronic pain relief session service, which I'd already started in 2004, but it wasn't successful. I had no goers for that. But I thought I'd relaunch it. And I did those things. I got about 10,000, or if it was 50,000, I don't know. There's a lot of leaflets or these postcards that got printed out. And I started delivering them, put them in post offices, putting adverts in the local paper. And the chronic pain service took off. It was free. I used to go around people's houses. I was working full time as well at this point in insurance. So I was doing this in the evenings and at weekends. And then the stop smoking thing fell at its first hurdle because the event manager, the person who looked after the theatre that I wanted to rent, wanted money, like a lot of money. And I kept saying, but it's for charity. And they said, don't care. They wanted like 4-5 grand or something like that, which I didn't have. So that was just gone, done. I mean, the whole point of it was to be the biggest event ever at the time. So I kind of knocked that on the head. But the chronic pain stuff was growing. And then I started doing voluntary stuff with rehab, drug rehab and alcohol charities, doing group relaxation sessions. And then from that, and this was all within quite a short time really, people were asking me, it's okay to listen, have you be here in your audience, once a week or twice a week even, but what about the rest of the time? So I started recording the things and putting them onto CDs, and then giving them getting them printed out at the charities and giving them to the users of the charity. And then the CDs were going like so quickly. The charities couldn't really keep up with it because it was costing a lot of money. So I decided to add them to my website. And it went from there. And as well as on my website, I was posting them on podcasts, MySpace to start with, and then YouTube came along, Facebook came along. I was doing videos, so I got videos from 2007, and so yeah, that's how it all kind of started. A relationship breakup. Yes. So we are coming to the 20th anniversary. So 2026 is my 20th anniversary of offering this free service of relaxation, boredom, sleep. Although my voice is a bit weird at the moment because I've had a cough. It's not quite as smooth and velvety as it sometimes is. Although I did get some Vicks Vapour Rub yesterday, and I put it on not my nipples, I put it on my chest. And you've got to be careful because that stuff stings if it gets onto sensitive skin. And don't put it on your armpits. I didn't, but just, probably I would say don't. Armpits, eyelids, no, definitely not. You don't put anything like that near your face. It stings, really, it's not good. So the idea was for it to open up my airwaves so that I could breathe a bit easier and maybe unclog, I'm not sure if it did the job, but I still got a bit of a rusty kind of throat a little bit. See, tomorrow I've got a new razor coming, and this is boring, and a charge lead for my razor, because Uncle Sausages had my razor lead, the charger, and he broke it when he was in hospital. So I got another one, and so tomorrow I'm going to shave my hair off. I might do it just as a joke, a laugh, just put it on here, but 5 o'clock UK time, maybe. But I might just make a little video of it. It's just fun, isn't it? There's nothing more fun than seeing someone shaving their hair off. What could be better than that? It should be a national sport. I really do believe that. So thank you also to everyone that watches or listens to my stuff. I'm very grateful. And what's going on here? Just having a look if I've seen anything on Facebook. I've got a Facebook group called Jason Newland's Boring Group. So if you'd like to join my Facebook group, you're welcome to. And I'd like to say thank you to Christine for your kind Christmas PayPal gift. Thank you. Appreciate that. I do have a new person joined, but I can't find out where they are. Anyway, I've not got... I think yesterday I said I got like 200 and whatever people on TikTok. I haven't got 180, I think, or 118. 100. It's not many. But yeah, 118, I think. I don't know why I thought I had 200. I mean, 118's a lot. I'm sure you'd agree. Yes. There's probably not many people that do this on TikTok, so I don't know. But I don't care. I mean, I don't know if I'll continue recording it, but I'm doing a video, so as long as I'm doing a video, I might as well just stick the iPad on and do this as well as recording the audio. I was hoping to make a hypnosis recording today, but I didn't get down to it. I couldn't. I spent a lot of the day asleep. I've been not just dozing, I've been on a settee with Vinny. He's cuddled up to me. I've had a couple of long walks with him. He's been so good today. He hasn't eaten his dinner yet, but he ate his dinner up earlier. And there's these two massive dogs. One's brown, one's black. They're massive, just huge dogs. I mean, literally, if they went on their feet, they could put their hands on my shoulders and they'd be taller than me. They're big old things. And right from the start, Vinny's been barking at them, like for months and months and months and months. Now he's started to calm down, and he saw them today. And last time he saw them, which was probably a couple of days ago, it was just like, "Rrr, rrr," and that was it. Today he saw them, and we walked towards them. They were walking away, but they were like walking on the path. We were walking across the grass to the path. It didn't make a sound. Nothing. I was so proud of my little boy. He's such a good boy. You are. He looks up at me when I say that. I think he likes hearing it. You're a good boy. Yes, you are a good boy. And he's happy. His tail waggles when I say that to him. And it feels nice. Like, okay. Good boy. I think the reason for it is there was a dog that was it was a rescue, but it was very aggressive when it came to the estate. Well, it seemed aggressive, but it was probably scared, didn't know anyone, didn't know the area, and it was barking at all the other dogs. And Vinny never forgot that, and he barked at that dog every time he saw it. Now, because I got on quite well with the lady, we were just chatting to each other, and eventually they just got used to each other, and he stopped barking at him. Now they're best friends. Vinny gets excited when he sees him. And then last week, I think it was, he's got another friend who he always looks forward. He prefers. He's excited to see the adult, the father of the dog, because he gets treats from him. I'm not sure I just said that word. And that dog's all friendly with me, comes up to me for the same reason. But they get on really well, and they see each other loads. Sometimes like every day, sometimes not for a couple of weeks, just depends. But they know each other. And there's these two sheepdogs that he's been barking at for years, probably, I'd say. Years. And they're so lovely, well behaved, probably the best trained dogs, completely. And he just goes at them, barks at them. Now, on this occasion, even if he sees them across the field, he'll start barking. So this woman with the dogs always avoids us, or just carries on. It never comes said hello, because she obviously thinks that he's a bit of a wrong one. A few days ago, or last week, those two dogs. So Vinny was pulling me into the park because his friend was in there, and his friend's dad that gives him the TREETTS. But those two sheepdog were playing with the other dog. And he didn't know what to do, because he was focused. He wanted to go and say hello to the bloke, to the man. But he also wanted to say hello to the other dog. And he didn't know what to do about the two dogs, because they were friends with this dog. And it's almost like, just by seeing that, he calmed right down. It got to the point where they were sniffing each other. And he doesn't bark at them anymore. It's done. He's seen them since then and doesn't bark. And I stood there and talked to her. The other bloke left with his dog. So we were just standing there with the two dogs off the leads, and him on the lead. He has to stay on the lead. And I can't believe how good he was. I was so proud of him. He's so good. to do that, to just, honestly, it was. I did feel I felt pride. I don't feel pride normally, but for him, I just that was such a good boy. And now he loves the dogs. He just he doesn't bark. He wants to say hello. This was only a week ago, and now these two dogs that do massive dogs, he's now decided that he's okay with them. So there's only probably one other dog now. There was another dog that walks. It's another sheepdog. So it's a sheepdog thing with him. And not just sheepdogs, but that seems to be one of the things. But now it's worked out that he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 friends that are sheepdogs. Now another 2. Which means there's only 1 or 2 more left, because quite a few around here. So he's kind of outvoted, really, because he can't be friends with 4 and not be friends with the other 2 just because of how they look or because of their colouring. So, Ricky Gervais's new stand-up special is being released tomorrow on Netflix. For those anyone interested, I'm going to watch that. Was it Wednesday is New Year's Eve? Thursday's New Year's Day. And then Friday, okay. I lose track of the days at this time of year. I'm trying to figure a way of getting out more next year. The weird thing about it is January is not the best time to start going out in a weird way, just because of the weather. It would be better if it was in June or July and I could kind of walk to the shops or walk to town even. I mean, it's like a 3-hour walk, so I don't personally think I'll be able to do that, but just because of my back, not because of my fat. Or because of my fat back, maybe, I don't know. Evie says, can you say hello to my friend Elsie? Hi, Elsie. Hello. So, I'm just trying to think. I wonder if that's... What was I saying? See, I get distracted so easily. Oh yeah, so I don't know, I quite like to get out. The problem is, I don't like leaving Vinny on his own. I really don't. And it just feels wrong, because I've never really... I'm not saying I've never left him on his own, because I've had to at times. There's something, the way he whines, and yeah, I just don't like leaving him on his own. I just don't like it. But some things I need to start doing, because I get everything delivered. Everything's delivered, all my food, every single thing. And it's, Uber Eats. I'm not talking about takeaways, although I do sometimes have takeaways. But it's just expensive, so I might have to start reducing that. Or maybe just not order too much chocolate, maybe. But it is Christmas, and I love chocolate. That's a nice noise, wasn't it? Poppy says, can you say hello to Mike? Hello, Mike. Hello. By the way, if you're listening on a podcast, if you if you find these interruptions of me saying hello to people, let me know and I'll stop it, okay? Because the listeners of the podcast, you know, some of you have been listening for years, and I don't want to start changing everything up and become annoying. Not any more annoying than I normally am. So I think we'll see. I mean, last year I started doing, I don't know why I'm smiling at this because it seems ridiculous now, but I joined a course in, what's it called? Not Jeet Kune Do, not Taekwondo. I used to do Taekwondo before I moved there. About 11 years ago, I had to stop because of my back. Yes, I was in my 40s and I was running around and kicking and punching. Not quite as high as everyone else. I was very low kicks because I just don't have the flexibility that I once did. Oh, what is it? MMA? Jiu-Jitsu, that's it. So I did a Jiu-Jitsu course in January last year. I signed up for I think it was a 4-week course or a 4 weeks, twice a week for 4 weeks. Signed up for it. I went twice. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. It wasn't, my body's not, my back. So I don't want to be one of these people that just moan about their ailments. So I kind of I try and keep down the talking about the arthritis in my back because I don't want to be one of those moany people. But it's restricted me now, and it hurts. I mean, it hurts when I walk. It hurts, when I sit down sometimes for too long a period. But it hurts whenever I walk. There's different levels, though. I mean, in the winter, it can get worse if it's raining, which is weird. I don't know what that's about. But, the cold weather's... Oh. But, it's just we've all got to have something, so I'm fine with it. Apart from the fact that there's certain things I can't do anymore. So I had to give up. So with the Taekwondo, I started when I was 40. I was 40 years old when I started doing Taekwondo, and I had to stop when I was 43 or 44, 43 or 44, one of them. I had a bit of a break, so I hadn't done it for a while. But when I went in there, I couldn't do anything about my back. I was literally lying on the floor, and they were trying to help me to do some exercises, to do some stretches. And because I'd been going to the club for a while, I'd done a few gradings, and I liked the place, and they're really lovely people, all of them. I mean, the instructor used to give me lifts to the gradings because I don't drive. So, it's lovely. A man called Ian. I used to call him Sir because we called him Sir at the club, which was on it was a Monday and a Wednesday. Or was it Tuesday and a Thursday? One of them. And everyone called him Sir. The instructor or the black belts called him Sir. But I used to call him that. I saw him in the supermarket one day. I said, "Hello, sir." He said, "Don't call me sir in public." And I said, "I'll do what I want, mate. You know what you're going to do about it." I remembered he's a black belt. But no, he was lovely. Really liked him. The thing is, I'm not saying this like out of anything, just it's fact. I was practically in tears. Not when he told me off in the supermarket, but I didn't rush out crying. What's wrong, Jason? I saw Sir in the supermarket and he told me off for calling Sir. Why are you worried? But I love him. We all love him. Why are you staring at me, Vinny? Why are you staring at me? You've eaten some of your food and you left the rest, and now you're staring at me. That is not a good sign. That is never a good sign. He's now leaning his back against my leg and he's looking up at me from like right back. Oh, bless. Do you want a cuddle? Do you want me to give you a stroke? Okay, there you go. Give like a stroke of your head. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, I was lying on the floor and I had to leave. And I have never, ever, ever in my whole life of doing various different martial arts and stuff, I've never left the gym, dojo, whatever I've in, early. And I've been injured lots of times. You know, I get my... Wow, yeah, I've been injured quite a few times over the years, you know, since I was a teenager. Never left. But this time I wasn't injured, I was just in pain from the arthritis. And I had to leave because I was practically crying. And it was a weird moment because, you know, I literally had my rib broke and I continued. I didn't know it was broke at the time, but I still went back. Once, you know, I went to the hospital, once I realised I got a cracked rib, and I just wanted to be part of it. I couldn't spar, but I could do some things. I couldn't do a lot for a couple of weeks, but then I went back and I was kind of kicking the bag and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I've injured myself. When I was doing boxing, I remember I punched the bag and something inside me went rip. I mean, it didn't actually speak out loud, rip. It just went, I felt it and I was like, oh. You know, I think I was just too old for a lot of this stuff. I was 38 when I took up boxing, 40 when I did taekwondo. I was 33 when I was doing Wing Chun. See, I was physically able to do it then. That was the last time I really had the real physical ability to do all the kicking and stuff. And then when I was at school, I did karate when I was 13 to 15. Something like that, yeah. But in some ways, I think I found kicking easier when I was 33 because we did this thing called leg spar. It was Master Wong, his name was, and we did. So say hello to Dylan. Hi, Dylan. We did because he taught Tai Chi as well as Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do. And Jeet Kune Do is Bruce Lee's personal style of Kung Fu. And I'd go twice a week for the Wing Chun, and he'd teach some of the Jeet Kune Do as part of the Wing Chun. Sort of incorporate it. And then on a Friday, he had a thing called leg spar. So we went along, and for an hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever it was, we got all kitted up. You know, we got covered up so we didn't get hurt. But all we did was kick. But we had to block with our feet as well. So we blocked with our legs and kicked. No punching, no blocking with our hands. It was just legs. And doing that once a week for like a few weeks, it really kind of seemed to loosen up my legs a bit. And it was weird. Just doing it really made a difference. And also, when I broke my rib, because I couldn't properly train for about 6 weeks, after a couple of weeks, I started getting onto the punch bag and just going very light with the kicking. And my kicking improved because that's all I was doing for 2 hours, twice a week or 3 times a week. So yeah, I would struggle to kick. I tried to kick a football the other day. You know, the kids were playing football and it came towards me. I went to kick it and I missed. I missed the ball. It's happened before when kids have like this come over the school gate and I've gone to kick it back because I've been walking Vinny and I can't even get it over the gate. And the fence is probably up to my nipples, maybe less, probably maybe up to my waist, my belly button. And I couldn't get the ball over, so I keep trying, do it. In the end, they shouted, "Well, just pick it up, mate. We've got to go back to school soon." It's like, it'd be Christmas soon. Like, so I did. So there you go. So, can't forget what I was saying. So that didn't work out anyway, so my days of kicking are gone. I can't say I really like kicking, apart from during that period. I remember when I was doing Taekwondo, what's his name, my master, he would put a chair and would like, me and another newbie would like just try and kick above the chair without touching the edge of the chair or the top of the chair. It's like, I thought, I'm going to go and see if I can get one of those like infant school chairs and take that in with me, because the normal chair was too high, I tell you. Dylan asked me, "Do you remember me?" I remember, yes, I remember saying hello to you a few last week or something. Some people's names stand out. Dylan, I think I know. It's probably because Bob Dylan. I'm a big fan of Bob Dylan. That's probably why. Something weird happened today. Anthony Joshua, because those of you who know me, they're big boxing fan, big Anthony Joshua fan as well. He was in a really serious car crash in Nigeria. And he's injured, but apparently he's minor injuries, I hope. And there was a lot of footage of them sort of getting him out of the car, and he seemed okay. We didn't see him okay, but he seemed uninjured, like physically, if that makes sense. And I just wish him the best. But it was a really serious accident for the other passengers. So yeah, I guess more will come out, because he's a national hero. He's an international hero actually, because he's known all over the boxing world. He's famous in this country. He's well known in America for being, heavyweight champion twice. But in Nigeria, I think is where he was born. He's a national superhero. He's really huge out there. So I think he's kind of like, when he goes out there, he's probably mobbed. Literally people are all around him wanting to sort of say hello and meet him and that, which is understandable. I probably would myself if I met him. I'd be like, "Oh, it's Anthony Joshua." Ooh, I wouldn't know what to say. Who I do want to meet more than anyone in the boxing world is Fabio Wardley. He's my favourite boxer. He's a heavyweight champion. Is he? What is he? Is it WBO? I think he's a WBO heavyweight champion. And see, I don't understand. And I suppose we talk about my nan. I will talk about my nan. what I don't understand, Dylan asks, is he good now? I don't know. I saw film footage on YouTube. Basically, I was watching the news. I like to catch up with the news, just to see what's going on, you know. And I saw this article. I have quite weird hours. I go to bed fairly early. I get up quite early. And sometimes the news, early in the morning, is very different, or the news overnight, you know, like 4 or 5 in the morning. It's very different from the news during the day. And they don't repeat the news. It's almost like they've got a bit of spare time. Let's tell you some of the other stuff that's going on. They were talking about school leavers or young people of a certain age, I don't know what age group, being, I don't want to say what word, don't want to use the word forced, but to become part of the army or the armed forces. And I was watching this and I was thinking, really? And they were talking about it being like a three, like all the forces getting together, so Navy, RAF and the Army, and getting all these young people and teaching them skills and like being an apprenticeship but within the forces. And I was like, I don't know, I just seemed, I mean, we used to have conscription after the Second World War until the 50s, I think, and America used to have it as well, didn't they? And I think a lot of countries used to have conscription. I don't know when it stopped. I think it might have been the 60s, maybe, in the UK. I don't know about in America, but I know my only understanding when it comes to America with the conscription into the army was Elvis Presley went in, didn't he? Went to the army, went to Germany and met Priscilla. And then you've got Muhammad Ali that refused to go in. Well, he was Cassius Clay at the time, wasn't he? No. Or was he Muhammad Ali? I don't know. It was one of them. And he refused to go in. Jaden, whatever's saying, are you a baddie? And in question mark, I don't even know what a baddie means. Sorry. Am I a baddie? I haven't heard that word probably since I was a kid. Because, you know, you used to like watch TV shows and it's like, they're the goodies, they're the baddies. I used to watch a TV show called The Goodies. Goody, 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 gum, gum. So that's the thing. What you get on TikTok is the most random questions. Jagger asks, how am I? Oh, thanks. I'm fine, thanks, Jagger. Some of the most random questions. I mean, it's not like hello, it's nice, but people saying, "Oh, can you say this sentence for me?" Or can you jump up and down? I mean, yeah, I could do both those things. Am I going to do it? No. Why would I want to? And I realise what does my barber do for a living? See, straight away into the. I mean, that is a funny line. What does my barber do for a living? That's a really good line, actually. I like that. That's funny. Because clearly he doesn't cut hair for a living because it's rubbish. And my hair, it is rubbish. And I'm going to shave it off tomorrow. But that's the problem because I got a bald patch. Big bald patch right there. And my hair is just, it's rubbish. It is. I can't really lie. So what I do is I shave it off and then it grows back. And then I shave it off again and, you know, it looks okay for a while and then it grows back. So, Yeah. What does your hairdresser do for a living? That is funny. Well done. That is a good job. I like that. I do like that. Even if it was rude and it was aimed at me and it was naughty to say something like that towards someone of my declining age. But hey, it's fine. You want to pick on pensioners? Fine. So yeah, I do wonder whether or not conscription is kind of going to come back, but probably just use a different word maybe. Won't use conscription, I'll use some kind of, I don't know, because I think you can't leave school anymore at 16 unless you stay, you can't leave school apparently unless you've got some kind of job to go to or some kind of educational, like, I don't know, or work training thing. See, when I was a kid, you could leave school straight away. I mean, I left when I was 15. I think at my dad's age, he could leave when he was probably about 14. And my nan's age, they could leave when they were 10. I didn't even have to go to school. You know, it was like, and then sort of her generation, probably the generation before my nan, they would send people up chimneys. They'd have kids doing full-time work in factories and basically, like slave labour, I guess they would call it. Now they just, they get that done in other countries now, don't they? It does make me wonder if these really, really fashionable clothing, of which I know very little about, obviously, if they really are being made on the cheap in another country and the people making them are getting paid very little, then shouldn't they be a bit cheaper here? Why are they so expensive? It's a fair enough question. Makes me wonder. Don't it make you wonder? Make me wonder. No. So yeah, it's hopefully Lily Allen. What's Lily Allen doing? Lily Allen stuns in a naked dress with sultry revenge look. Why? I mean, what would be the point? Joanne Lumley. Oh, she's not doing well. I mean, she's been in a TV show, hasn't she? That was on over Christmas. I mean, she's the same age as my dad, so she's like 79. Yeah, she's 79 years old. What's your favourite Joanna Lumley role? So I know some people would say, oh, I mean, to be fair, that's me asking the question. Who's your what does she do that you like the most? Some people say it's going to be, what was her name where she was just the comedy? What was that comedy she was in? Okay, let's have a look at everything that Joanne Lumley did. Or, I say did, but, her previous roles. Because I hope that she's around for a long, long time. Because I love her. I love her. She's been around in movies since 1969. It's been around in television since 1969. So she's 46. She was born in 1946. 56, 66. So she was 23 when she first started doing acting. But pretty sure that she was a model before that. Yeah, she's a former model. I mean, she looks like a model. Just, I don't know, probably because she's quite tall, especially in the 60s. A lot of the models were like very, very, very slim. Not Peggy, what's the name? The Twiggy. They were like really like, that seemed to be the fashion at the time. So she was in the Avengers, major roles. She's been in lots of things, actually. Absolutely fabulous. Personally, I did like that. I did watch it. My personal favourite thing that she was in is Sapphire and Steel. Now, if you've never seen Sapphire and Steel, take it from me. It is phenomenal. Now, I realise that's just my personal opinion. I understand that. It's so good. I don't even know how to explain it. If I look it up, and I'll see how it explains the show. Sapphire and Steel, 1970. Oh, she was in Coronation Street as well. And Are You Being Served? Only 2 episodes though. General Hospital, The New Avengers, 1976 to 1977. She was only in it for 1 year or 2 years. Sapphire and Steel, 79 to 82. Right. The series was created by Peter J. Hammond, right? And I'm pretty sure he's the one that wrote it. But do you know what else he did? Are you ready for this? Peter J. Hammond wrote Doctor Who. He wrote for Doctor Who in 1986. So what he's done is writing credits. Diction of Doc Green, blimey, that's a long time ago. The Sweeney, The Professionals, Sapphire and Steel, The Gentle Touch, Emmerdale Farm, The Bill, EastEnders, Dangerfield, Wycliffe, Midsummer Murders, and Torchwood. I mean, that's a lot of stuff he's written for. Anyway, Sapphire and Steel. This is the opening narration. Shall I do the opening narration? All irregularities will be handled by the forces controlling each dimension. What does that say? Transuranic heavy elements may not be used where there is life. Medium atomic weights are available. Gold, lead, copper, jet, diamond, radium, sapphire, silver, and steel. Sapphire and Steel have been assigned. So that is the show. Silver's in it as well at times. It's just weird. It's a weird show. I love it. Absolutely love the show. It's scary as well. It's freaky. It's just one of those freaky shows. And I wish they'd done more. It's also one of those shows that I read the book and I enjoyed the book as much as I did watching the show. I think the very first episode is... Does it say the episodes on here? No. But the very first one is... Basically all the clocks stop in his house. And, you know, just weird stuff happens. And I suppose it's kind of ghosty-ish, but it's not ghosts, but it's time. It's, yeah, I mean, there's another one where people are in this diner. Well, it's a railway station diner or restaurant or whatever. But they don't know how they got there. And they don't know what year it is. And it's kind of very weird. Very weird. Someone on here thinks that I'm a bot. Dave, yeah, I'm a bot, yeah. AI doesn't know how to do me yet. Vinny, what? I think Vinny wants to do something which will involve leaving the building. I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to get to something. What are you trying to get to? It's dark outside, and he's had 2 WALKS. And because he had like quite a long one, we went all around the field. Well, kind of around the field. In the second one, there didn't seem to be really enough time to do another one before it got dark. What, Vinny? What? What? So now he's hassling me. He might start squeaking at some point, which is something that he does. Especially if he thinks I'm talking about him, which he does know I am. Have a drink of water. If I show him a picture of me when I was 7, that might scare him away. Look at that. Look. Look at that. Look. He seems a bit scared. Does that look like Daddy? Does that look like Daddy? Doesn't look like me. I do not look like I did when I was 7. It's weird though, because my little brother looks exactly the same as he did when he was born. Same head, same face, same size head. His mum never forgave him. No, he's got the same face as he did when he was a kid, like a little kid. He's older, obviously he's like nearly 50 now, but it's like amazing. Like, and people, I've said this for years. People like, I think I'm like, Vinny is trying to take this off me so that he can eat it. No, Vinny, don't. Why would you want to eat a picture of me? It's not that bad. No, I've got to destroy it. It has to go. No, he's literally trying to get it in his mouth. No. It's not for you. Okay, do you want this? Do you want that? There you go. I gave him a wrapper. He just wants something to play with, basically. Look, it's me when I was 7. Just thought I'd show it one more time. I don't know why it was on the desk. Where was this at? Let's see. Best wishes for Christmas and the New Year. Well, it's not a very good Christmas present, is it? What you got for Christmas? What did you get? I got a photograph of me when I was 7. Look at me pouting. That little chin. Look at that little chin. Look at that. Almost like it's something's trying to break out of my jaw. And that's the hair I used to have. Yep. That was all the style back then. 1977 or 78. Big, long hair. Watch any TV show in the 80s or in the 70s in the UK. Everybody had that hair, apart from those that didn't. Is that your dog? Are you talking about the photograph or Vinny? So Dave said, is that your dog? Can we get a packet review? Yo, can we get... I don't know what that means. So, yeah, it's just a bit of a weird day. So it's my nan's anniversary. It's been quiet today. What is it? What day is it today? Monday. So it's Monday. It's been quiet. I thought my razors would come in today, but they didn't, so they're coming tomorrow. Even though I ordered them for next day delivery. But that's all right. I mean, some of the stuff, they wouldn't deliver it until the 4th of January. What's that about? 4th of January? No. Megan says hello. Hello, Megan. Hi. Some people want to join. I can't really have joins because I'm making a podcast, you see. So it's, you see what I mean? So I kind of got to be careful with that. But I'm so nice, I'll be quiet. I thought part of the reason of joining is to not be quiet. Anyway, thank you anyway. Who am I speaking about? It's people. Vinny. Vinny's my little boy. Yeah, my glasses. So I'm actually getting people saying nice things to me. So that makes a change. It's usually horrible things. So, see, because I'm making this is my podcast. People who listen to my podcast generally like me. People who watch my videos on YouTube generally like me. You know, or they might not like me, but they generally think I'm okay. Then I get onto TikTok, and I've had some people say some pretty horrible things, and to a degree I have to kind of, ignore it. But I've also had some people say nice things. So people are asking about Vinny. Vinny, I wish I could pick him up, but he won't let me. He's just very awkward like that. He is he's a Jack Russell. He's a red Jack Russell. And in fact, wait a second. I'll show you. Hold 2 seconds. So I'll show you a picture of Vinny. So I got, this was, so my stepmummy painted this for me. Well, it's done in pastels. And this, I don't know if you can see that okay on the, I don't know if I've shown these before. They're going to be on my wall, but I have to get some kind of thing to put them on. So they're not on my wall at the moment. And this is from Cara. So that is, if you can see this okay. That's Andre, my little ferret that's no longer with me. And that's Vinny. So thank you, Cara. I'm pretty sure I've shown these before, like on videos, but maybe I haven't. I should have done. Vinny was my son. To me, he is. Andre, I lost Andre 2021. Vinny's my, as far as because I've not reproduced. So for me, Andre was my son, and Vinny's my son. I know some people think it's silly, but that's how I see it. So Vinny's my little boy, and aren't you? I've had him for 3 years. 3 years and probably a couple of weeks, and he will be 4 years old at the end of February. So he's a good boy. He's a good boy. What I'll do, maybe tomorrow, if I come in here tomorrow at 5, I'll try and get him like in my arms so I can But if you go to my YouTube channel, there's videos of him on there. There's a few shorts and stuff. There's pictures of him on my Facebook group as well. But he's lovely. He's like a little red Jack Russell. Yeah. He's been fart. He did the worst fart earlier, like so bad. Really, he looked up because he was like cuddling me, and he looked up at me like almost have a question mark above his head. It's like, that wasn't you, was it? That's what he said. Normally tries to blame it on me, but even he said like that. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, didn't you, Vinny? What are you doing, mate? He's hassling me. I got a request for a song. The thing is, were you here when I was doing my songs? I did like a 2-hour singing session last week or 2 weeks ago, and I think I upset the neighbours. Even the windows opened themselves just to let the noise out. It's bad when you get heckled by windows. So yeah, it's Monday today, so I'm going to watch EastEnders tonight. I don't know what time it is now. It is 6:23. I've been doing this for just over an hour, and I'm going to. It looks like I'm going to have to take him into the garden or something because he's hassling me now. And then, yeah, I'll watch EastEnders and I'll probably watch a movie. I started watching The Running Man the other day, like the new version. Now, I never saw the original version, the one with Arnold on. They're doing it. So I think that's quite good because I'm seeing it for the first time. Nothing is copied. I'm not seeing anything and comparing. It's like, oh, Arnie did that better, and it was, Arnold looked more the part because he was a massive, compared to the bloke that's playing it now. He's just like a standard sized man. Taller than me, but most people are. I'm 4'3", by the way. Don't laugh. And it's a good movie, actually. It's quite good. And there's another movie that I've just started watching, but I didn't watch it all the way through. And it's about a woman who, it's weird, I forget what it's called, but she goes to heaven. It's not heaven, it's kind of like she goes to a place where they decide where they can go. And now I think that the husband goes first, then the wife goes a little while later. So he's hanging around for her, thinking that they can both go to this forever place. It turns out that her first husband, who had left the world like 40 years earlier, 50 years earlier, had been waiting for all that time for her to join him. So she now has to choose between the two of them. and they're both young. All of them, all three of them are young again, at the kind of age that they were, you know, when they were like young. And they're probably 20s, whatever, 30s, 20s. So she has to decide who to choose to go with, or to, because wherever she goes, it has to be eternity, forever, and it can't leave. It's forever and ever and ever and ever. And I reckon she's going to choose both of them, and they'll all go off together and be happy. I don't know. I've not seen the end of it, but I think it's possible. The thing is, I don't generally like romantic movies. Not really my thing. But this is freaky enough for me to enjoy. It's such a weird scenario that I kind of, you know, kind of like could get my head around. It suits my brain more than someone. It's more, I find it more interesting in something like Sleeping in Seattle or something like that. Although they were great movies when they came out. You've Got Mail. Isn't it exactly the same two characters? The same two humans playing, you know? Same scenario. Two people fall in love with each other. How do they get away with that? You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle. What's the difference? Let's find out. Let's do a little Google search. Oops, when I do the editing. So, difference. So, if we go Sleepless, Seattle, and You've Mail, okay. So, Sleepless in Seattle, which one is the ultimate rom-com? I mean, both got Tom Hanks and what's her name, Ryan. I mean, they're very different films, but ultimately, it's just, yeah. Maybe they just enjoyed working with each other so much they couldn't really do like a second one, so they just did another version of the same one. Maybe it's a little bit like It's a Wonderful Life. No, Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day has been done so many times, but different versions since Groundhog Day. So many. I've seen it. I can't even keep count of how many versions of that concept. I mean, sometimes in the movie itself, they talk about the person's maybe had reliving the same day, and they said, have you ever had a day like Groundhog Day? You know, they even mention the movie that it's copying. But I saw one recently with Frasier, you know, the actor who plays Frasier, and he had 12 days that he could relive to make sure that, to fix what was broken in his life. I watched it for the first, for a few of the days, and then I kind of stopped because I had other stuff to do. But it's like, oh, it's another version of Groundhog Day, like the second version in a week. The same as the whole Christmas Carol, and that's just been done and done and done, hasn't it? Like, not just lots of versions of Christmas Carol, but the whole kind of concept is, I mean, in a way, It's a Wonderful Life is a version of the Christmas Carol, isn't it? You know, he doesn't. So in the Christmas Carol, they've got, you know, the ghost of the past, the ghost of the present, the ghost of the future, whatever. In It's a Wonderful Life, you know, I wish I'd never been born. Okay, we can do that. So you've never been born, and he sees what life would be like without him. And you know, but it's still kind of, it's my favourite film. That and Into the Dragon. And no, I was going to be weird. No, I was going to say something silly. But yeah, it's definitely, it's at the top of my list of films that I love. Hey buddy, do you like me because I've... Oh dear. Oh, oh, So it's really weird, people saying, do you like, and trying to get me to say something which sounds, rhymes with mess, you know. And am I 5 years old? Is this the age of the people in the chats? 5 or 6 years old? I mean, come on, you could do better than that. The hair one was good. What does your barber do for a living? That was a good line. I like that. I appreciate stuff like that. Because my hair is a mess. But I will shave it tomorrow. I'll be a baldy. I will be a baldy. And we will all rejoice in my baldness. Oh, yeah. So, I still didn't get to talk about my nan. I was going to talk about my nan. I was partly worried that someone would write something down that was rude about my nan, and then I'd end up having a tantrum and wetting myself in anger, you know, but it's okay. I've fallen asleep now. Is Vinny still staring at me? Oh no, but he is asleep. He's pretending to be asleep. Or he's preparing to do another big fart because he's aiming his bum at me. I could definitely fall asleep. That'd be quite nice. Just to drift off. Oh, yeah. Nice, calm and relaxed. Peaceful. It's very quiet here today. That's one of the good things about the winter. Not a huge amount of activity in the garden. There is a cat that likes to tease Vinny. He's got a little bell around his neck. I think it's a girl or a boy, one of them. And I think she just stands there and shakes her head. And Vinny goes absolutely wild. And I didn't know what it was. And I went into the bedroom to look out the window. And that cat was just looking up, shaking its head. And I could just faintly hear the bells going dingle, 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 dingle. Because, you know, it wasn't very loud. He can hear it. And this cat was just looking up, smiling. Almost like, look at the freedom I've got. It's rude, really, isn't it? I tell you, it was weird today. I took him out, and he's got like a relationship with cats that's confusing, I think, for him. He's excited. We've got 5 cats in this building alone, without like another 10 probably in the next building. And he wants to say hello to the cats, but he loses control. He doesn't know how to deal with it. And last year or the year before, a neighbour's cat beat him up. He chased it in the garden, and it just... So he was scared to go near cats for a while. He still is a bit. And there's another cat in the road that we have to walk around because it won't let us past. We have to literally walk around it. But today, earlier on, we were walking down a road. It's a different road to what we normally walk down. And this cat saw us and purposely walked towards us. Not in a teasy way, not in a like chase me, not in a kind of bullying way, nothing like that what he normally gets from cats. It generally looked like it was pleased to see him, like he wanted to say hello. And Vinny didn't bark. He was interested, but he didn't look like he was wanting to chase it. He just wanted to say hello. And I've never seen him do that before. And I'm wondering whether or not they fell in love with each other. It's possible. You don't know, do you? She might have fallen in love with him, or him fallen in love with her. I mean, yeah, cross species, but cats and dogs do get on, don't they? Like, sometimes, if they live in the same house. So, he'd get bossed around, wouldn't he? He might like it. It might, like, calm him down a bit to have someone take charge, because he thinks he's the boss. Oh, well. That I do believe is the end of the recording. So, thank you for listening or watching if you're on YouTube, or if you've been listening or watching on what's his name? TikTok. So thank you very much. I will be back online. I'll be making another live TikTok 5 o'clock tomorrow UK time. And I'll make another video. I'm probably going to do that for another week at least. I don't know if I'm going to continue this for the rest of the year, next year, but I might do. And then those that just want to follow and listen, maybe maybe, we'll see. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you deserve to be happy. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. And try and remember that you're fine as you are. You're already enough. And you're going to be okay. Lots of love. Bye.